our regular time slot, and we got two of our Pontificator brothers. We're hoping to get Joe M. Santander and Clint Helinski. Clint is always the big troublemaker in the green room, so he better show up because he's got some shit to fling. So we got the great Pedro Ang of Tropical Magic's fame.
How are you doing, guys? Yeah, famous Tropical Magic.
Yeah, we were Bob and I were commenting. You posted you were playing with a blues/booze band.
Yes,
you were doing some soloing. Wow, dude! I knew you were good, but I didn't know you were that good. That was amazing.
That was pretty awesome.
Thank you for that. I don't know. Like I just play. Like I'm.
Look at him blushing. Look at that.
Getting the vapors over here.
Getting the vapes. All right. Yeah. Since we dumped.
Oh Lord.
Let's go to Comic Book Bob because he always has something to say. So how you doing, Bob? It's been a while.
It's been a while. I don't want to say anything while you're drinking, dude, because you're gonna choke to death. But we got some.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I had a couple of these things upstairs in the studio, and I was bringing them down to refrigerate them, and the bottom fell out of the damn 6-pack holder, and all over the floor, man. Yeah, it was nuts. And of course, we have animals, we have a dog, we have a cat, and so they have to get right in the thick of things. So we got broken glass all over the place. We got a crazy dog. We got a cat. The dog's just lapping up the beer, with the glass. And
as you do.
Like, thanks, Dad.
So my wife Pamela is trying to get the dog under control, get him outside. And we're trying to mop up all this beer all over the floor. And all I could think, I think maybe I'm perhaps a wino. Because I wasn't like, oh, the floor is going to be damaged or anything like that. It's a wood floor. I was like, oh shit, I just bought that beer. I was looking forward to drinking it tonight.
I mean, we all have priorities, so yeah. The beer.
You got yours in the right place.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
And the dog's asking for keys, it's like, woo!
Yeah, keep doing that eventually. Like, Dad, come on, man. Why is with other domestic? Let's get some import in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we keep sweets and certain things that will inspire him to be crazy. We keep those away from him. So Bob, so it's been a while. So what have you been up to, man?
Work and being sick.
Oh my gosh, are you feeling better?
Oh yeah. I spread my plague to everybody else in the family though. So.
Oh man.
It wasn't the COVID.
It wasn't the coof. No, we had that back in January.
I'm so sick of that shit. And,
dude,
and now
I tell you what, I did think it was for a second. I was like, man, if I've got this again, this is gonna suck.
Well, yeah, dude. You do. Like I don't know. My wife and I had it. It's not that bad. I mean, it's like a severe cold or flu. You know.
Yeah, it wasn't like for me. It wasn't like really that bad. The fatigue was the worst thing, and that's what.
Dude.
But
the fatigue is nasty. Yeah. But
dude,
I've had flus and colds that the fatigue was equally so. So I don't know what I guess we don't want to make light that there are people that get really sick and don't make it. But flus and colds take people's lives all the time as well. And now we have Joe Biden, the wise sage in the White House, saying it's like, oh, there will be round 2 of COVID. Like he knows, and then when he talks, like, did you hear that soundbite? He's like, "Oh, it will happen again.
It's gonna happen, guys."
Oh, yeah,
the Mercury's in retrograde, and we gotta get all these Mexicans off the street. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
It feels like. It's so artificial, like they can just schedule the time, right? It's like, well, time for a COVID too.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think they realize that ain't gonna happen, man. It ain't gonna fly because people were like the whole reason it went away in the first place was because people were done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not going to stop them from trying again because
they'll talk about it, man. But I guarantee you, like the country's going to be like,
well,
no.
it's a power grab wet dream, like I just heard, I listen to Russell Brand now. That guy's pretty funny. And so he was talking about like, when they did the schooling, because the kids couldn't go to school. And so they were hooked up to these, so they could talk to the teachers and get the lessons and all that stuff. They said that the government was actually monitoring that stuff.
Yeah.
So they were able to take information and monitor behaviors and stuff. I'm like, holy shit, man.
All
That's
of
a whole
this,
new level to this COVID.
Everything, data and information is everything.
Yeah.
That's how, like, there was a, not to change the subject, but there was a conversation about how, like, these porn sites and stuff stay open because everything they put up there is free. And it's like, because like they're selling the information, dude. That's how they make all their, they make millions of dollars selling information. That's how all this stuff happens.
Yeah,
that's cell phones, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, let me touch base with some of the chat here. We don't want to ignore them.
Nope.
We have Luke. Luke was in early. So, yes, I hear you loud and clear, Luke. We have Richie Dupe. Don't ever be duped by Richie. Hell and bananas to all. I love bananas. I love going crazy. Okay, we got Leg Kick. Hail. We have Hollywood. Hey, Hollywood. FB28. What's up, Comic Book Bob? You got a fan there, Bob?
Yeah.
We got the Bean Pad. Greetings, Pontificators. Hell Chat. Yes, Kevin Thomas. Hail all. And let's see what else we got. Oh, floor beer. Yeah, the dog loves floor beer, but I don't. The only time I've ever thought about like doing something off the floor was there was a dropped some dropped cocaine and it went to the floor, and it was tempting, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I believe
some other people did it, but I didn't do it. We got the Canuck, Hell T Bear, Hell. Well, we got a pretty good following here.
Yeah.
We got a good turnout. We got that yellow spider guy. Like I said, you guys, we should get Clint Helinski in here soon, I'm hoping, and Joe M. Suntag. In the meantime, do you guys want to push forward, or do you want to kind of keep BSing until they get here?
Oh, dude, whatever, man.
Yeah, we can burn one. I mean, there's just so much bullshit this week.
Yeah, it's like take your pick. Oh God, guy. Okay, you did see the video of Biden falling off his bike, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, Biden should make all his speeches from a bike. Then I will pay attention.
And then,
hey.
I was like, how you doing, everybody? I said, oh shit, I'm falling. And he gets back up and he's like, well, where's the kids at? Let me lean down and be creepy with the kids. Oh, there you are. Hey.
Yeah.
I can't smell anything through this helmet.
Get my butt wet.
That's why he fell over, because he saw a girl in the crowd and he was like, man, I'd really like to sniff her hair. You gotta know that those kids are like, why is this mummy talking to me?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I don't know the details, but maybe you guys do. This whole Jeff Dunham thing with one of his puppets, and they're saying that he looks like Joe Biden. Have you heard? Walter.
Yeah, Walter. Yeah. Dude, that's his funniest puppet. Is Walter.
Yeah, we got Clint Helinski in the house.
It's not Ahmed.
Gentlemen,
hey, what's up, Clint?
Yeah, we're talking about Jeff Dunham's puppet that looks like Joe Biden.
Oh, God, is he doing that stick now? That's genius for him.
Like the people are like a little upset about it, but they're saying that he altered it to make it look more like Joe Biden or something.
Well, he had multiple puppets, I remember, and there was an old man puppet, but the old man puppet wasn't too different from what Biden already looked like.
It looked like him.
No, it wasn't. That's the thing, and I think that's what people are saying. It's like, well, who's this guy making fun of Joe Biden? It's like, dude, he's been doing that for 20 years.
Dude, half the country is spending all their time making fun of Joe Biden. You can't just single out one dude. Like,
you fit right in there. Yeah, definitely. Hey, do you guys watch Jeff Dunham? Do you know who that guitar guy is? He has on stage sometimes.
I
Jeff
know
Dunham?
of him, but I don't watch him.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I only know about Walter because my mom and my dad from years ago kept sending me clips of it. It's like, this guy's funny as hell, and I'm like, it sounds like you, Dad.
Well, that guy his name's Brian Hayner, and he's a stand-up comedian as well, and he's an excellent guitar player, musician,
Mhm. Yeah.
and his son is Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so our kids went to school together, actually
Cool.
a Christian school together,
No, of course.
and
I love it. Like,
and
oh,
so-
yeah, that guitar is from this metal band. Oh yeah, my kids went to school with him.
So I remember, Brian's talking to me. He's like, yeah, I'm getting into comedy. I'm doing some stand-up stuff and everything. And then he's like, yeah, you'll never guess who I'm working with. And I go, I hope it's not Jeff Dunham, because anybody who works with puppets is a loser. And he goes, it's Jeff Dunham.
Oh man. I mean, but I'm with him.
There's a whole thing about like Jeff Dunham is not like the high. It's not the cleverest comedy. Like he's swinging at the lower hanging fruit on the tree.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's smashing it out of the park, but it's the easy stuff,
He's got his niche, and that's one of those things I learned from Brian. Like he said, know your audience. He goes,
Yeah.
It might not be for you, but Jeff knows his audience, man.
Yep.
And,
And I'm not ripping on him.
Yeah,
No.
I did, but I don't anymore.
Yeah,
Because
it's like I would love to be that successful.
Well, I found out that he owns one of the Batmobiles from the Tim Burton films.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was like, oh shit, I respect him.
Oh,
now.
dude, that guy.
Oh
made,
Yeah.
back in like the early 2000s, man, that guy was making bank.
Yeah, dude.
But that's the early 2000s. For the last
Yeah.
20 years, he's still
Yeah.
been making bank.
Yeah.
No,
Oh yeah.
But you know
Like,
what would
He
be
knows his
difficult for me?
venues.
Yeah. Because when you're a stand-up comedian, you don't even have to buy a mic. But this guy had to invest in puppets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's first investment. Like, okay.
That's an overhead right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
see.
geez.
First
Let's
you go
go.
down to Joanne Fabrics.
Yeah.
And then you're like getting all this felt.
Yeah, exactly. And like, do we go
Yeah.
howdy doody, or we
You
go?
get your
you know,
hot
it's just-
glue gun, and
Yeah,
it's
dude.
a
Ugh.
whole thing.
Yeah. Do we go
Yeah,
Muppet?
God.
Do we go Harry? Do we
Yeah,
go?
exactly.
Yeah. Do we go like traditional?
But
That's
I mean,
first
he
puppet,
plays.
man.
He plays Vegas. Like anybody
Yeah.
who plays Vegas, like on their, like a lot of these people like have like their circuit that they do, and
Yeah.
then they'll do a stint in Vegas. When you're like 3/4 of the year out on the road, and then you're playing Vegas in there, you're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
I have to interrupt here. Mortal V, it's art with a capital A. It's not art with a capital F. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I don't mean to school you. I don't want to call you out, but you misspelled my name. So
That was a typo. That was a twist of the fingers.
It
When
is
you,
it
when you
though?
get excited and you type fast.
yeah, it was an accident.
Is it though? Is it?
I'll let it go this time, Mortal V. But
Sometimes it's not.
if you type in one
Oh,
more
my God.
time, if you
I
say
want to stay on the show, so it was an accident.
It's
it
an
was
accident.
an accident.
I ain't
You know
scared.
what, Mortal V, I'll take that as an apology.
Yeah.
Hey, Art, be happy that your name goes with that, because high school kids can be mean, and when your
Yeah.
name is Clint,
Oh.
there's
Yeah.
two really bad ways you can go. And the biggest bully of the grade above me, his name was Kent.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so he made sure to let me know of all the bad ways my name could go.
It's not the way his name could go.
No.
Yeah.
Speaking
Well, you know
of
what?
having
My parents obviously did not do the rhyme game when they named me.
No.
well, speaking of putting the hands up puppets' butts, we got some spicy topics tonight, man.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We got some good stuff, man.
The internet was gold this week.
Yeah, it was, man.
It made our job easier. Well, let's let Pedro pick our first our first topic here for tonight.
I feel honored. Okay, let's see. Let's go with the thing that made my blood boil. Hood Thor. What the hell was that?
Oh my god, man!
No, dude. No.
Okay, I know a lot of people had a visceral reaction to this thing, dude. I just
Yeah.
laughed at it.
Yeah,
I was like, this
It was
is so
both
tone
things.
deaf.
It was those two things. It was laughing at it and then realizing how racist it was. It
Oh
was
my
both
God.
at the same time.
yeah, dude.
His like, of the 5 realms, this is my hood. I'm like,
Dude, to me, it
were
was
you
like
born in
watching
the '90s?
It was like a mix between Mississippi Burning and The Help for me. Like watching this, like, dude, are you for real? Like,
Dude,
that's
like
how you think we are. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. We all live in a Tupac record. It's not even like black culture. It's black culture from the '90s. So it's like a Gen Xer.
Everything was taken from rap records and everything from the '90s, like
everything
the
taken from
high tops, all of that stuff. Graffiti
like it was
on Mjolnir was weird. Like
Mjolnir has graffiti on it. Let me see if I can find.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
like there's that one. Oh,
right there, right there.
There you
but I
go.
can't blow it up. Let's see if there's a bigger.
Yeah, if you click on it, I think it'll blow it up.
This
Yeah,
one
dude.
right here.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like Nino Brown, dude. New Jack City stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's the first thing that popped in my head was like, are they channeling friggin' Wesley Snipes from New Jack City at this?
Yeah, it was like Nino.
Oh,
Brown.
there we go, perfect.
Oh my god!
Like Pookie dying of an overdose.
And then he says it's hammer time. He's got a hoodie on. Like this, this is like offensive. Like especially today. Like if this was done 20 years ago, maybe not so much. It might have been considered cool, but now, I mean, this is so tone deaf. This is so insensitive by today's standards. This is very racist, very stereotypical, and also
it's just such generic bad writing.
Yeah, the thing is that it's bad. Undercover Brother was risque.
Yeah.
It was a rough movie, but I laughed. You know?
Yeah, dude, and then like it's coined like one of the like a new thing that like by Odin's fade.
By Odin's fade.
Everybody in the chat's saying it right now. It's like, oh my god, what is this, man?
Yeah,
like
by Odin's.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. By Odin's fade, I command this shield, this lost son of what is that? Freya,
from your might as your grace flows through him.
Your might as the grace flows through him.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't speak what is it? Urbanics?
No, it's Asgardonics.
He did.
Asgardonics. So that's what it's like Shakespeare. Yeah, it's like Shakespeare plus Ebonics. Like I don't know what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
It's not clever. It's insulting.
Hulk smash. Yes, he did, and it was bad then.
Yeah, dude.
He said, "Didn't Eric Master and Thor say hammer time?" Yeah, he did, and it was cringe then. It's
isn't
even
there
more
like
cringe now.
Isn't there like a character called Chicken Wings?
Yeah, Hot Wings.
Hot Wings.
Yeah, it's like, basically like their version of the Falcon or something like that.
Oh my god!
They call it Hot Wings, dude. And I'm like, I want to know who the person is that wrote this friggin' book, man.
Yeah.
Well, too, like Asgard. Oh, sorry, Asgard is the inner city. It's not.
Yeah, it's hoodified. Yeah,
it's the hood. Yeah, and then my favorite part is they at least they got the writer right. You know, like everybody wants to blame like, oh, it's a white insensitive guy that wrote this. No, it's not. You know, I forget the writer. Do you guys know the writer?
I do. I'm trying to pull it up right now.
I saw the picture. He was in there.
He's Hispanic, so like Miles Morales is obviously black and Hispanic.
Yeah.
This was the one writer on all the What If books that was Hispanic instead of black. And also, like, I think it has been stated that he was a big fan of 90s hip hop, but it's like been taking a toll because he kind of tried to defend himself on Twitter and then he deleted a bunch of his posts. Yeah. So I think he was shooting for something that didn't hit.
Didn't land.
Yeah.
But then like the all of the creators' editorial staff, like they are like in DEFCON 5 right now. Like they are silent mode. Yeah. Nobody is commenting about this. They are hoping this all blows over. like it showed up on my MSN homepage this morning. We got this covered, had a story on it. So I don't know if this is just going to fade away from Marvel. I think editorial is hoping it will.
No, it will.
It won't.
CB was on this book. CB was on this book as editorial.
It won't for one simple reason. Marvel has been cultivating this image of like inclusiveness and we are like the moral compass, and they come out with this.
Yeah.
People are not going to
that's
let
the
up.
problem. That's the problem. Okay. If this was just normal times, people just go, it's a stupid book. You know, like, this is a dated concept. And then they would just sign off on it, right? They just go, okay, it's not for me, right? Yeah. But nowadays, and these are the people that are making the new set of rules. You know what I mean? Marvel's inclusive and all this other, stuff. And so they're the ones that are tone deaf. Just like what was it? The New Warrior stuff. Like hitting the nail on the head, like insensitivity, like. Oh my gosh, you turned all these characters into just stereotypes. Yeah. All these things into just stereotypes. And we're the ones that are insensitive. You know what I mean?
And I'm still not 100% sure any of that New Warrior stuff with Safe Space and all that stuff, if it ever actually came out.
It never came out.
I think it got shuffled off to the side because it was just such a disaster.
But I mean, it was like
for them.
It was like internet gas, bag of snacks. What was the other character?
Bag of snacks.
Space and Snowflake.
Snowflake and Safe Space.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what the hell is he thinking, man?
Well, what do you expect when you get a comic book written by that dude?
Yeah, dude.
Have you seen a bigger soy boy in your entire freaking life?
My god!
You're like a poster child for that crap.
What was that?
That guy looked like a wet baby chick, dude.
No. Well, I'm sorry, man. He definitely looks like a predator.
Oh god, he looks so much like one of those dudes.
Well, just like some just generic white dude writing a story for other races of what they've went through or other ethnicities, whatever you want to call it. It's like, no, you can't, that doesn't work. It doesn't. Like, if you want like a generic superhero story, okay, whatever. Generic white guy comic book writer is going to work. But if you're really trying to be authentic and tell something from somebody else's perspective, no, you can't put yourself in their head. You need those. I've got a friend who's a black comic book writer, and he was all over this. I'm not going to mention any names, but if you go on Facebook and you're a comic book fan and you know black comic book writers, you'll find them super easy, as easy as it could be. And he's pointing out all the problems with this, and I'll let him talk about it more than me. But it's just if you're going to have characters like this, you got to have all the perspectives of it and not just the generic white guy comic book writers that prevalate. That's not an actual word, but you know what I meant.
You know what I mean?
I'm the one that's prevalent, right?
Come on, man.
Well, the thing is, it's like these guys are so really weird. And I bring this up, a lot, but it's my favorite. Like Kurt Busiek took me to task on Black and White because he said I was insensitive because the main character Black was not an African American. He was not black. And I'm like, that would be racist. By the standards that I always thought, that would be a stereotype. That would be racist. And it's way too nail on the head. It's way too, obvious. It's wrong to do. It's crazy. But this is the way those guys think. Things reverse. It's like Miles Morales will, this new giving him the Thor powers and making him like urban and like an inner city kid, even though he's got the power of a god, he's still going to be slumming it in the hood. It's like, well, no, this is a chance. Wouldn't it be more interesting if you did like a King Arthur's court thing, right? So you took this guy who is an inner city kid, and then you threw him in the middle of Asgard, like the royal city. And so then he has to kind of whoa, what is this? Yeah. So then he has to kind of look at this, evaluate, see what's working, what's not working, as this new Thor. And I just think that that's more the story than, it's just
there was a ton of fun angles that they could have went with it at, and they went at with just the worst. Like
I need to thank you. I'm scraping my new character, Black Lady Darkness.
God.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man.
I don't know if you guys have read any more of these Miles Morales books, man. But they're all bad.
Oh no. It's just like they're going for low hanging fruit. It's just
like I mean, you guys ever listen to Young Rippo?
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, dude, that's what he was laughing so hard at this friggin' thing, and it's just like if you want to get a good perspective on this from somebody who's actually like not gonna buy the BS, that's the dude to listen to about this. He's like, Peter Darker is what he calls it.
Real quick, like. Thanks whoever Comic Book Bob is for posting this. If you want to see a book that's really truly racist and insensitive, there are no black people in this book.
I mean, it's in Asia, it's in China, right?
There are a couple Asians. There is a white guy.
All Asians in one white guy.
So back in the day, if you want to see what true evil looks like, pick that book up.
According to Kurt Busiek, right?
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I grew high octane, and there's more robots than people. I did a census, so yeah.
So we don't discriminate against robots, and
not at all.
Yeah, although we do kill them all.
Oh yeah, but they deserve it
because they're all freaking bad. There's no good robots in Black and White, by the way. They're all evil.
Oh come on, man! You gotta have that one that's just outside the norm, man.
No,
you gotta have your Dritz Jordan.
Oh no, they're all evil.
They're all evil.
I assure you.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know what? I did have a twist though, like on the evil thing. I don't know. Maybe should I say it? I still might use it, but that I did have a draft where Whitney Sung. It turned out that she was a robot.
Pull some Austin Powers there, man.
Yeah.
He's a robot,
man, baby.
Yeah. Unicorn cats. Yeah. It would be funny if it wasn't so freaking sad.
So robots are not Caucasian.
But this is the other fun aspect, and we haven't really kind of broached on this. You imagine what kind of like battle hunker down status Marvel editorial is in right now, because they don't want this story to catch any kind of like they've been trying to be woke forever, and now they like blew it up with like one freaking book, making them look bad with yolk on their face, and anybody who has any kind of print attachment to it is like, how can we make this thing go away faster?
Yeah,
and apparently the writer, well, I don't know, he hasn't written much. He did like a little kid's book, but he's a Disney employee.
Oh man,
this is
the
what
writer,
doing.
Right?
Yeah. So
they've been going out and getting these guys that have it's Kibblesmith all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's people that don't have any experience writing comics. They don't know who they're writing for, and it's just vomit whatever you've got in your brain out onto the page. It will make a book out of it.
Yep. So there's a bunch of Marvel employees right now just praying that this all blows over and none of it lands on them, because this is the kind of stuff that like lower rung people get fired for instantly to cover up for the higher ups. Like, you're getting fired, this was your fault, so that none of it blows back on me. So anybody who is attached to this book who's a lower rung person is just keeping their head down and praying this all blows over. But like literally, it popped up on my MSN homepage this morning. We got this covered, which I don't know how that's linked into the MSN homepage, but they cover sci-fi stuff. So any kind of entertainment stuff.
I said you broached the subject. So you actually think that heads are going to roll at Marvel?
Because I think it could. I think it could, if it lingers long enough.
Yeah, and if the story gets picked up by somebody else, and it gets pushed further, maybe. At this point right now, no, because like right now they're in circle the wagons mode.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, everyone
Very
just go
quiet.
radio silent on this thing and just.
But this
it'll
book came
blow
out
over.
2 Wednesdays ago.
Yeah.
And so now it's the second week of it still being a little bit of a story.
So it's almost like it's building, actually,
Yeah.
the story.
So-
Building, yeah.
Yep. So it's a matter of if Entertainment News wants to like turn it into a thing, or if like somebody can kind of squash it before that
Yeah.
happens.
And it's one of those things where basically the audience they were aiming at are the ones who got offended by it. And when that happens, you know how it is. You know, they'll keep needling this thing.
Yeah, and Disney and Marvel got plenty enemies out there. So when they see a little chink in the armor, it's just a matter of whether it picks up speed or not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's anything worth getting fired over, but if it picks up enough speed,
Well, somebody
higher ups are going to want to protect themselves.
Somebody okayed this on a higher level, so I don't think anybody's really going to get fired over.
No.
And in a normal situation, like in a normal world before everything flipped upside down, this book may have actually found an audience because it's definitely got like this early like 90s kind of feel to it. And
hooray!
Right, Hammer Time on, and that stuff. So it could have been a nice little trip down memory lane. For
I still think
it's 90s books.
Yeah, I still think it's the source, because I mean, if you see like the Boondocks or you see like Black Dynamite, the animated show, the topics are even more in your face. But it comes from a place where you're gonna get this kind of story, this kind of like flavor. Coming from Marvel, it's completely out of left field. Like, whoa, what are you doing? Like,
also
like
Marvel
guys,
are putting themselves up, and Disney is putting themselves up as like they're the saviors, like they're the moral barometer for the world. Like their morality and their takes on the world and how it should be. Our gospel. And the thing is, that's why this stuff is funny and ironic. And it really falls on deaf ears, because just like the New Warrior stuff, it's like, you claim to be this, and this is what you put out. Like, you of all people should know better. It's kind of like, people who live in glass houses should not be throwing rocks. You're throwing rocks at everybody else. And then when you do the same thing, somehow you feel like you should be, you should be forgiven. Everything should be fine. Everybody should accept it. I'm going to use that as a segue to get in that Chris Evans thing and the Lightyear stuff. Because Chris Evans, hey Joe, what's up, man?
Howdy.
Wild Joe Sontag appears.
What's up, Joe?
Yeah. Get oh, come on.
Look at the guns.
Come
on, man. Come on, man.
Okay, enough of that.
Do it again.
Show the tats.
Oh, show the tats.
Enough. Yeah.
Show that ink.
Yeah. So we already covered Joe. We covered the Miles Morales Thor stuff. So do you have anything on that before we go into Lightyear and Chris Evans and all the other shit?
No, I just thought the Miles Morales Thor stuff was just very stereotypical of a black culture. Just to me, it was very racist. Indirectly, they're trying to be what's the word, like
Inclusive to the culture.
Inclusion, yeah, they're trying to be all inclusive and everything, and what they do is end up being very racist, because you dig into the stereotypes that the black culture is probably trying to get away from. Instead of just putting out a good story with the character, it's got to be all this like kind of rap kind of lingo when it comes to the script of the book, and just how it rhymes and everything, and it's just very stereotypical of what you would think you would see on TV. And to me, that's just, it's pandering in the worst way, and I think it comes off horrible because it looks bad for them, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
I don't see the point of spray painting Mjolnir either.
Well, that's
the whole graffiti thing and stuff. Yeah. It's just
I don't
well,
see the point of
they'd be tagging all the time, man. Come on.
Asgard
that's the
had
thing.
shoes hanging from telephone poles.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
yes,
that was
yep.
bad.
which is an indication that there's a drug dealer in the area.
Yeah, dude.
It's all cringe. It was
dude.
so cringe, and
Hell
they
no.
probably think they're doing like some great thing. Like, yeah, look at us, pat me on the back for this great idea. And it's like, no, dude, like you
High
lost
top fade Odin had like the very tight spray paint, and he was just on the side of Mjolnir. He was like, whosoever.
He's doing some really detailed work, man.
Oh man,
But
That's a
but yeah,
tight spray.
it's like they could have gone the Wakanda route and shown like this Afrocentric futuristic society with a
I love that for
like
future, man.
But yeah, they could have gone that way. But no, man, we gotta take this back into the hood.
No.
Yeah.
right?
You know,
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
and that's why so many people are getting upset. It's like that's the mentality. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Well, it's more interesting when you take a character from one world and you put them into another, but not where you make that other world that person's world, right? So like the Alice in Wonderland or Wizard of Oz, or like we were talking about the King Arthur's court stuff, where you get a character and you transport them into another reality. So if Miles Morales is an inner city kid, that's his world, right? But then he gets thrown into Asgard. He gets thrown into the these and thous, like all of this Shakespearean language, and then he's got his street language that he's using, and then you get
It's called Ebonics.
Yeah,
Ebonics. So you get to see how the two cultures mesh. You get to see that. I think that's a more interesting story than turning Asgard into an inner city. Slum.
Apparently, the writer of the book has issued a formal apology that's been picked up by the comic book resources.
Yeah.
That's
You know what? I guarantee you, Marvel and Disney would probably be like, dude, no, don't.
Well, no, I'm guessing Marvel told him to.
Well, they probably realized they messed up.
I don't think so, man. I think they would rather have stayed radio silent on this and hope it blew over.
No, I'm guessing they've been talking about it nonstop for the last few days. Is what I'm thinking.
Here's the thing too. Like when you live in this world where you pander, when you make a mistake like that, it's big. Like they're like, oh shit, like we need to grovel real quick. Like this wasn't what we thought it was going to be. So yeah, I haven't heard that yet, Clint, but I mean, it would make sense to me if that was the case, because if they're getting backlash, especially from the community that they're trying to appease, and they're getting critics, they're getting critics from that, they'll backtrack real quick on all that.
So this is Yehudi Mercado, who was the writer.
I've taken the last few days to step back and listen, and I acknowledge your criticism for my recent issue of What If Miles Morales Was Thor. Well, I've lived a different experience through my own Jewish and Mexican background. Holy shit!
There you go. You got to throw it out there, just so everybody knows.
He's got his bases covered.
I'm sorry, but I still know inauthenticity hurts, and I'm sorry this failed on that front. I've appreciated hearing and learning from my Black and Puerto Rican comic peers, and hope to use this moment to help promote better authenticity. I'm also going to donate what Marvel paid me to the Brooklyn Book Bodega, whose works to build literacy and get more books to kids.
They always have to go above and beyond. You know, like they can't just be like, "Hey, sorry." It's like I'm also going to take a class on so I can sensitivity.
So this is basically him saying, I'm sorry, and now I've done this, so I am now beyond reproach and criticism for this going forward.
Well, no, it's even beyond that.
Guys, what's a book bodega?
What's a what?
I don't know.
Is that a building?
You get like a book and a bottle of 40. What a bodega is when you buy booze. You don't get booze.
I think so.
What the hell?
This is editorial coming down on.
Absolutely.
Well, I was also going to say, let me get this first, and then we'll get back on topic before I lose this. Big Raj, thank you so much for the $1.99 super sticker. Much appreciated. I don't think that guy should. I don't think all the shit should come down on him. I don't think any shit should come down on him.
Honestly, most of it,
I think
should
it all
come down on editorial.
It should go on editorial. It should go on Marvel.
Yeah. And
for this guy, we were all poor working at Marvel DC. I mean, I worked my ass off doing just a shit ton of work. I mean, if you look at my resume, I'm probably in like the top 20 of all time inkers as far as my productivity. Like there's an actual list, like I'm up there, right? So that's a lot of work to get to where I am now. And most people don't even get that kind of work thrown at them, let alone able to do it all. And so this guy, I feel bad for him now because donating the measly amount that Marvel paid you to do this, to give it away. No, dude, no, don't do it. Don't apologize. You were work for hire. Somebody else greenlit
made
that
the scapegoat.
idea. Yeah,
He's made the scapegoat 100%. Editorial is like, they're like, we need somebody to take the fall for this because like this looks bad on us.
And if Marvel's doing that, shame on them too. This guy is just trying to make a living. He's just trying to make ends meet. And you guys should suck it up because you are the ones that okayed it. And also you're the ones that created this double standard, right? Like we said, I don't know if you were here, Joe, for this, but we were saying like under normal circumstances, if Marvel weren't so pious, in their their agenda and that they're going to save the world with, equity and all this fairness.
Yeah.
This might actually have been a hit. It's kind of a throwback to the 90s. The retro books right now are real popular. That's really when the fan base was flourishing. So it's kind of geared up towards that fan base. But once Marvel puts themselves on this pedestal and start preaching and start saying, do better industry and all this other crap that they say, well, then this seems very insensitive.
Yeah, exactly.
I was saying that's what it is. Like when you have to pander, this is going to happen because, all right. So if you look at what they're trying to do, they're trying to pander to the black or Mexican culture, whatever Miles Morales happens to be, the mix that he is with this book. So you're basically trying to represent that culture within this story. But the problem is you stereotype that entire culture. Like everybody is exactly the same that this character is supposed to represent. And that's not what it is. So, you are at that moment instantly pissing off a ton of people because they can see that and they'll be like, that's not me. Like, that's not how I act. That's not how I talk. That's not the things I like. And this is supposed to represent me. That's the way I would take it. That's the way I would take it.
Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't just piss off, that group of people. It pisses off all five of us. We're all white. None of us are, chocolate color or anything. We're all extreme.
Pedro's pretty creamy.
The dude in the middle would take the go my heart.
Hey, wait a minute.
Call me Sven from now on.
Pedro has a better tan than I'll ever have without trying.
I used to have a pretty nice tan back in the day. I'm just saying, Pedro.
No,
I'm the whitest Puerto Rican you'll ever
I'm
see.
practically freaking clear.
The best looking guy in the Pontificators.
But no, I get what you're saying. I mean, it ticks us off because it's just you see, it's just needless. It's needless.
Well,
instead of focusing on a good character, a good story, it's all pandering. It's like, what can we do to fit in? What can we do to fit this into the story? It has nothing to do with the story itself. I guarantee you, someone said like, "Hey, this is a story we want to tell. How can we make it work within what we do?" And then they just pasted a loose aspect around everything and threw this together, and that's what you get. And then you get the backlash, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like now they're backpedaling and they're throwing out the writer. Like he's got to take the fall because he's Mexican and Jewish, So I mean, you can't get on him for it, Like if you attack him, it's gonna be racist. So that's why he threw it out there right off the bat. He's like, So
and like
if his name was Joe Johnson and like he looked like me,
exactly, that would be over. It would be over.
It'd be done.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
the thing is like a lot. Like 10 years ago, this would have played. Like 15 years ago, this would have played. And like the culture has changed, where like people are out for blood for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
I have to add something. I saw Pedro writing some stuff down. So what you're saying right now, Clint, Pedro is taking notes because he's realizing he can get away with a lot more shit.
That's true. Right. Play the game.
The thing that sucks about this is why like virtue signaling sucks so bad and why we all hate it so much. Is because at some point in our lives we've all done it, and it's not particularly in something like this, but like we've always like had that thing where like that person we wanted to like us, and we agreed with something that we didn't really believe, or something like that, and it made us feel icky. You know, it's just like it's like. But then these people, they literally build themselves around it, and that's what's disgusting about it.
Yeah. Well, it's identity. It's racial or sexual identity above all, you know. And if you're just like standard stuff, like you're just white bread, or you're a Christian, or whatever, just kind of the standard status quo.
Yeah, dude. Like, I will offer my services to Marvel as a consultant if they're that shit.
Go Anita Santa. Anita Sarkeesian. Yeah, I'll offer my services to help you.
Yeah, but dude, like grape soda, we don't all like grape soda. Okay, that's a myth. Watermelon.
Everybody likes watermelon, man.
Everybody likes watermelon. What are you talking about? I love grape soda.
Yeah. What is that? Who doesn't? Dave Chappelle joke is like, he's like, I didn't know I was predisposed.
I was genetically predisposed to like
watermelon and fried chicken.
Look at him.
Yeah. He's like, I was offended. This man was exactly right.
Come on, buddy.
Everybody knew. And here I just thought I liked the taste of chicken, and I was genetically predisposed to like a chicken.
But this is the part of the story that's the most enjoyable for us. I think is Marvel painted themselves into this corner, and then stuck their foot right in it as hard as they could, and did it to themselves. And behind the scenes, there's people sweating about their jobs because like they don't want this story to catch attention. But in this day and age, like anything like that, like people are looking for clickbait, and Marvel writing a racist Thor story with Miles Morales, who's a big name now with Into the Spider-Verse. Thor Love and Thunder is coming out next month.
Dude.
Like there's writers on online magazines and websites that are just looking for clickbait stories. And less than a month before Thor Love and Thunder comes out, you've got a racist Thor story coming out of Marvel. Like that's gold, baby. That's gold.
This is not a pun, but if Dark Horse came out with this story, nothing would have happened.
No.
True. Nothing.
No.
True. Dark Horse is not selling.
No, Marvel and DC.
Also, like Dark Horse doesn't really pretend to be, this equitable inclusion. It's publishing company. They just publish and they just keep their head down, and they don't. From what I know, they don't really get political. I mean,
they have dark in their name. That counts for something.
Yeah. They wanted to call themselves African American horse.
African American horse, yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing that they don't understand is when you enter this arena, you can't slip up. You can't slip up. When you start to pander and do all this stuff, you can't slip up because they will crucify you on your own cross. It's just
Marvel's been riding the high horse for a long time, so any kind of little and they're like, again, I said there's big money in Hollywood that is sick of the box offices that Marvel is making. There's big money in Hollywood that wants to go back to how it was before every Marvel movie came out and sucked up the entire box office. They want to do artsy films again that make money, and Marvel has not let it happen for about 15 years. When Martin Scorsese and some of these guys that are coming out and are specifically talking about, like, Marvel is not cinema, Marvel is not, like they're saying that in interviews, there's a ton of big money in Hollywood that is bitter about what Marvel and Disney has done to the movie industry.
Oh, Martin Scorsese.
So,
I mean, you only have to go to the cinema to say like a multiverse, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, Doctor Strange. There's no more.
Yeah, there's no breathing room for other movies.
The entire year is all based around the comic book movies, and everything else is just filler waiting for the next big comic book movie to drop. So I guarantee you, there's people that are pissed about that. Which kind of just makes me laugh, honestly, because because I really don't give a shit about any of them.
Too.
But
I'm not defending them.
It's just, but you're right though. You're right. There's a bunch of people that are not happy that these are still going.
I'm sorry about that, Joe. I was talking over
you're fine, man. Your show.
Let's get into Lightyear and Chris Evans. You talk about
exactly
a hypocrite, blowhard, This is just more of the same thing. But
Yeah.
Lightyear
Go broke.
is actually crashing and burning right now. And I have to
Who would
say,
have thought?
I am taking a little bit of glee in it. I think Disney needs to be humbled, and I think financially, it's the only way you're going to get through to these boneheads.
Yeah.
And so when this stuff happens, I don't want to see anybody, not do well. That's not my end game. But when you start poking, pointing fingers at people, saying that this is equitable, this isn't. When you start being the moral arbiter, I think that's a dangerous place to be. And when stuff like this comes back on you, like the Miles Morales stuff or this Lightyear, I take glee in it. I might be petty, but I really do. And when Chris Evans, oh my gosh, I knew that guy was kind of a nutty, a progressive.
He's the typical Hollywood guy.
Yeah, it's very disappointing too, because I loved him as Captain America.
Captain America,
right? He's not Captain America. Like, he's not the character he plays. He's a complete opposite of. I mean, which sucks too, because he pulls off the character so well.
Yeah,
he does such a great Captain America, but in real life, the dude is just—he's
America's ass.
Yeah, he's America's ass. Yeah,
this is what Chris Evans is. He's a good actor.
Yeah,
he's acting when he's playing Captain America, because that is not who he is in real life.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm one of those guys that can separate those things.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll never fault him for the Captain America character. I think he did a great job with it. The problem is, one, Buzz Lightyear is Tim Allen.
Yes.
Yes. I don't give a shit what anybody says. There was no reason to recast him. He created that character or co-created that character. And I think just out of respect, you should have let him voice the character. There was no reason to bring Chris Evans in.
Even if you didn't like his politics, who cares?
On your point, Art, it's true that Tim Allen created
Buzz
Lightyear. Because in American animation, as opposed to Japanese animation, you record the voice actor first, and the voice acting informs the animation. So he's an intricate part of that character.
Just like the movie Robin Williams with the genie. Yeah. Like you can't separate can't separate the two. And the thing is, I can speculate, but they don't like Tim Allen's politics.
No,
he's a conservative. He likes to be strong. He likes to own guns. He likes to talk about those things. And so then he just doesn't fit their narrative. But Chris Evans does. And so you recast, in the Buzz Lightyear as the Buzz Lightyear character with Chris Evans, and then they already know there's going to be backlash. They already know that there's a lesbian couple. They have a kid. There's a lot of questions that are going to come up in this movie if you bring your kids to the theater. They already know all this thing. So then they get these actors and these different people, these press releases that already preemptively try to set up why they did it, and if you don't like it, why you're a bigot, right? So then Chris Evans in the interview, he goes on and he says basically, you're a caveman if you don't like this. This is progressive. This is where the future is. We need to embrace it, and if you don't, you're basically an endangered species. You're going to go the way of the dinosaur. And then he says, and you're stupid. So basically, half of their audience, Chris Evans just called them stupid.
Yeah, they do that again and again when these things are going to come out. They preemptively go out there and attack like they have to justify, like they think it's going to shame people into going and seeing the movie. And it always backfires on them, and they always, it has horrible numbers. With Tim Allen, Tim Allen is definitely Buzz Lightyear, and I guarantee you, though, if this was the script, this was the movie that they were planning on making, he probably didn't want to do it anyway. Once you read the script and you see what it's going to be about, whether or not that he decided not to do the project or they just didn't ask him, who knows? But I guarantee you he wouldn't have been down to do it anyway, just based on what the movie turned out to be. And I'll say this, like, I was actually, I was curious about what the movie was going to be, and I haven't seen it. But when it first came out, the previews came out, it looked okay. Like, I was like, okay, this could be interesting. My daughter really likes Toy Story. and then you start hearing. And that's what they always do. They drop
Yeah.
the trailer where the movie kind of looks decent.
Yeah.
The trailer is good. And you're like, okay, this is, I could dig this. And then they start dropping all the information about
Yeah.
what they're sneaking into the movie and the different things they're going to have into it. Now, like the lesbian kiss or same-sex kiss, the fact that it was supposed to be a feminist, like it was like a feminist commentary. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything with Buzz Lightyear or Disney, and talking about like basically how they're kind of deconstructing the character of Buzz and how he's pretty much got to do like the white guilt apology, just of how that character is. And it's just like, okay, I'm out. I'm out right there. Like he completely destroyed it. A bait and switch with a cool trailer, and then
probably
the subject
huge
of the
segment
movie.
of the audience that got turned off by all of that crap. And there you go. You get beat out by dinosaurs.
Yeah,
and God forbid Chris Pratt. Where's American
the ultimate
Flag
revenge.
t-shirt?
By dinosaurs and by Top Gun.
Yeah.
They are so pissed about Top Gun.
Top Gun and Jurassic Park with Chris Pratt stomping all over Chris Evans and Buzz Lightyear and Disney. Well, guess what? That's sending a message to Hollywood is like, this is where you're making money and this is where you're not making money.
Yeah,
like,
cut it out. The
Yeah,
China
like-
market's gonna end. I mean, the China market is ended. I mean, I don't know. Like right now,
Like
you
it's
gotta
clear.
start
It's
looking-
clear.
Mhm.
If you want to make money, there's one way to do it. And being
Yeah.
woke ain't
It's
it.
not
Yeah,
it.
give the
Not in
people what
China.
they
And
want.
here's the thing.
Top Gun is about American. What's the word? I just had it in my head.
Exceptionalism.
Exceptionalism. Thank you. I was going to say
Yeah.
idealism.
There you
I was
go.
like, that's
I
not
knew,
the
I
word.
knew where you were
So,
going.
Thank
with
you. It's
it.
American exceptionalism, and that's why it definitely pisses off Hollywood because
And it's
they
also
can
about
do everything
Tom
they
Cruise
can to get away from
exceptionalism.
it.
Dude, as a non-American, I can say like that's admirable, but we don't get it. Like, why are you running this
Right.
hard? But dude, we appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
Yeah.
dude,
Exactly.
like even when I saw Independence Day back in the 90s, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, kick some ass. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not American.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what
Yeah,
country.
hey,
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what country you're from. If we're fighting
Yeah, exactly.
aliens, fuck them all.
Pedro,
Right.
when we're
Exactly.
fighting aliens, we're
Well,
all
the thing
American.
is, like, he declared, he unified the world on our Independence Day. Like he said,
Yeah.
this was our Independence Day, but now
Yeah,
it's
but
the
now it's
world's
all.
Independence Day.
But
Yeah.
you're like, well, we celebrate on the 25th of September.
Not anymore.
No, it's not the 4th of July. Shut up.
Not anymore. Yeah. We're American today. America.
But I want to go back what Joe was
Put some
saying.
butter on your hamburger, man. Shut up.
What Joe was saying about Buzz Lightyear. Like for me, I thought, when I first looked at it, I was like, well, this is a little odd, but maybe it could be interesting. And then I was watching the trailer, and then I was like, there's nothing in this trailer that I find interesting or fun. So I saw that, and then then they started with the kiss, right? They preemptively go, there's this kiss, and then there's this controversy. Is Disney going to keep it in? Is it not? But the story goes deeper than that. It has a same-sex couple with a kid, and from what I understand, Buzz Lightyear is kind of responsible for possibly breaking them up as a couple. There's something that goes on in the story. But anyways, my point is, you go to the theater with your kids. There's already this expectation based on Pixar and on the Toy Story franchise. So you think it's going to be, it's going to be a pretty fun kid story. And then you realize that there's these questions now that your kid has, right? So your kid's like, Dad, why are there two women and why do they have a kid? Like there's all these things. Not that these are bad questions, none of that stuff, but it's way more baggage than you sign up for just to go see a movie, right? There's way more complications than just going and being entertained with your kid for an hour and a half. You know what I mean?
After a week's worth of busting your ass, you don't want to have to answer those questions on a Friday or Saturday night when you're just
right. Yeah, I
you
worked
just want to watch the movie and enjoy.
Right,
That's
I worked
hard.
I worked hard for the money. I get to take my kid to go to the theater. We get to have a good time together. And now there's all these damn questions. And also, they launched this damn thing on Father's Day.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't catch
Come on.
that.
Yeah.
Good point.
come on, man. I went and saw How to Train Your Dragon. My family took me on Father's Day. This was the second one, right? And what did they do to the Hiccups character's dad? They killed him.
Oh,
They killed
Spoilers.
the father. Yeah. Well,
spoilers.
He goes like, I'm coming to wreck this.
yeah, they killed the dad on Father's Day. Yeah, and I was like, holy shit.
What a bunch of
Yes.
BS.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. But they're clutching their pearls about this and everything. And we know for a fact that if this when they send this movie over to China or to India, they're gonna take that stuff out.
Oh, absolutely, they are.
1,000%.
Either that or they're not going to play it.
More money,
you know.
Yeah, or
That
or
won't
they
fly
won't
in
play it.
India.
Yeah, so it's like
that gets deleted faster than Finn off of a Star Wars poster.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
pretty
That's why
quick. Yep.
we see this stuff and we're like, cut the bullshit.
Exactly.
We know
the
what
other
you guys
thing-
are. This is BS. You don't.
I'm
you don't
never
have to
going to
listen what
China.
you're saying. Shut the hell up.
You want to watch a movie and then your kid asks you about lesbians, and it's like, I don't even understand lesbians. Can we have some like lesbians around to like explain this to both me and my kid, or
I will drown myself in my
I'm
Sprite.
not sure.
Here's the thing. You know, they're pushing the stuff on the kids more in the classroom and the schools and all that kind of stuff. This is the way to kind of get that stuff into where it engages the conversation, where it forces you have to talk about some of the things. And again, it's most of us, their parents, we're just sitting back saying, let our kids have their childhood without having to have any of this in their lives until they're ready for it. Like there's no reason to bring it in. You look at Toy Story 4. I actually like Toy Story 4. Very woke. It's a very woke movie with the way that they kind of uplifted the female characters and made Woody and Buzz now kind of secondary, kind of dumber. The heroes aren't the heroes up much anymore. However, my daughter can still really enjoy it because it's a fun movie still. It doesn't have any really, political things like that in it. So it's no big deal to me. But when you get into things like this, where now they're openly putting that stuff in there, not that any of it's bad, to each their own kind of thing, but still, it's like, as your parent, as the parents of the kid, you control. Yeah, I'm going to control when my daughter is ready to learn about those things, learn about heterosexual things, regardless of anything else, And again, like keep my kid able to have a childhood for as long as they possibly can, because the real world is cruel. There's a lot of things you have to face when you become an adult, responsibilities and all of that heavy stuff. So let the fantasy of the childhood life be as long as you possibly can without without corrupting them. And that's the thing that really just annoys the hell out of me.
The woke progressive agenda keeps pushing that envelope.
Yeah.
They want to keep pushing their message in deeper and deeper, and hoping that parents just aren't going to pay attention. They'll just sit their kid in front of the Disney movie, and the Disney movie will preach what the kid is going to learn now.
Well, or scare them into submission.
Yeah, they want to normalize it. They want to normalize the behavior. And the thing is, we all eventually find out this stuff for ourselves. It's not like we have to rush it or we have to hurry it up. The only reason they're doing it is to normalize it, so the kids grow up thinking that this is regular, normal behavior, which I'm not getting judgmental one way or the other. I don't really care. But
be gay, but don't preach it.
Right. But the thing is, when you bring your child to something, Disney used to mean something. Like if you went to a Don Bluth film, you don't expect this stuff. If you go to a what is the other DreamWorks or whoever, you kind of don't expect that. But from Disney, there's a certain expectation that you do have, that it's safe for your kids. And then when they do this, it is a betrayal of the brand. It is. I don't give a shit what anybody says at Disney. It is a betrayal of the brand. So if you want to do movies like this, then once again, just like DC and Marvel, remove it from the main group of films. Remove it from your main Marvel or DC universe. Yeah. You want to do agenda stuff? You want to do that? We'll do it with a different line of books. Or
don't try and sneak it in there. Don't try and sneak it in there.
Right.
Like if a movie is going to be pushing a certain sort of progressive agenda, then advertise it that way, so parents can make the decision ahead of time.
Exactly.
They are trying to sneak it. They are trying to sneak a progressive agenda into certain things that are for a wider audience and not letting anybody know about it. So like just truth in advertising then. and then let the parents make the decision for that kind of thing.
And it is like,
Like,
in
that's
order,
real
in,
simple.
order, in order to be able to sneak stuff, you have to be clever. And
Yeah.
they're not clever.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I don't
It's like
want
a hammer.
sexual content of any kind
Exactly.
in movies for kids.
Right,
It's like
right.
stop this
No,
crap.
yeah,
Stop trying to
no.
turn little kids into little
Yeah.
adult versions of yourself. This
Yeah.
this thing that really pissed me off. This started back in the 90s. You guys
Well,
remember?
well, let me interrupt
ahead.
your rant right
Go
now.
ahead. Yeah, I see it.
Real PHV. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. For my
Jeez.
chat. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay,
Real
everybody.
PHV,
Everybody,
motherfucker.
metal horns for
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you need to have like a metal clip queued up so you can just like throw that up there when that happens. Yeah. But give them horns. But like this, you guys remember, like, because Joe might not because he's younger than us, but back
Joe's
in
like,
back
what,
in the 90s,
13?
the whole friggin' yuppie movement had that crap. That's when they started that play date crap. That's when they started this thing with like getting into these posh preschools and everything, trying to turn these little kids into little versions of themselves.
Right.
And this
Yes.
is just the
Yes.
latest iteration of that. Trying to turn these
Don't you rip on yuppies, Bob. They
I'll
believe
rip on
in
the
capitalism
friggin' shoulder
above
pad wearing
all.
assholes all I want.
Like
That's
Alex P. Keaton, man.
Oh, I was gonna bring up Michael J. Fox.
God bless America.
God damn it.
America.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like this has been a thing with them forever. Forever is trying to take these kids and turn them into little versions of themselves.
Mhm.
And that's why
Well,
that's happening. But
also-
and then just one other thing real quick. Roland had a comment about they removed the Taiwanese and Hong Kong flags from the Chinese release of Top Gun. Yeah, and I know that Tom Cruise wasn't happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was pissed off about that. And you're right. It's like I said, this is why all this stuff's going on. We know it's not going to show up in these other markets because it's all about that money, man.
Yeah.
I see Roland also put a comment there. He said, what about the media that openly advertise the alt-right agendas? My question would be, what exactly is the alt-right agenda that is being advertised? I think most of us don't like any of the far anything when it comes to the political
If you
stuff.
are in the extreme spectrum of anything, you're a lunatic.
Yeah, so I guess that I would just wonder like what is considered an alt-right agenda. But I don't give a shit about far left. I don't give a shit about alt-right or whatever it's called. Like, I just care about normal, I guess, ideals that we could pretty much all universally agree on.
Well,
That's all I really
the
care about.
extremes are
Horrors,
always
rock and
extremes. That's why they're called
roll,
extremes.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. The extremes are always the extremes, right? They're
Yeah.
the furthest out. So the truth is somewhere always in the middle. Like the truth is somewhere always here. So if it's left or right and it's extreme, well, they're both pretty much the same, just opposite sides of the coin.
Yep.
It really is, the truth is in the middle somewhere.
And I think most of us are in the middle area, whether you lean one way or the other. We're all like in this vicinity, and then you've got the far rights and then lefts and all that nobody really gives a shit about, and they're just the ones that make the most noise, and then blame the other side for being whatever the other side is.
And
it all
the
makes me
extremes are
sick. It all makes
repulsive.
me
I mean,
sick.
on one side, you have like you don't know who's a man or a woman, and on the other side, like I'm not that fond of tiki torches. Like I don't want to go either way. So
It's just it's
Can we find
tribalism,
that
man.
happy middle ground?
Tribalism. That's a great,
It's
great word
exactly.
for it.
tribalism.
Yep.
You guys, have you ever read Sebastian Younger's book
I
called
never
Tribes on
learned to
Tribalism,
read,
dude? It's
so
really
thank
you
illuminating.
gotta talk about books, Bob. Jesus.
We're pocketbooks up here. What are you talking
I
about?
like art. That's why I read comic books, so I don't have to read all that.
comic
I
books,
like
because
the
they have
people
pretty
that
pictures.
Yeah.
Hey, chance to learn. Let Bob speak.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. I could sum up this thing with like this whole thing with like taking comic book characters and race and gender swapping and all that stuff, man, and putting all like 15 different versions of the Hulk and 5 different versions of Spider-Man. I'll use a comic book pop culture reference, man. Syndrome from friggin' The Incredibles. When everybody's super, nobody is. When everybody can be
Yeah.
Spider-Man, when everybody can be Batman, when everybody can be the Hulk, being the Hulk and Spider-Man isn't special.
Yeah.
These characters were not meant to be
Oh,
replaced. They were
dude.
meant to be timeless.
And
Yeah.
Stop
that's
shoving
where
other people
the
into
first
these roles.
Incredibles, like that
Dude.
was so well written, and
Yeah,
like
dude.
that meant
Yeah, that's a good
something when he
movie.
said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
But,
Frozen was an amazing character.
Yeah, Chris Evans is a dick.
Yeah,
bring,
we can
bring
all,
it back around, Chris.
we can all agree. Yeah, we can land. Yeah, bring it back. I like that. We can all
Chris,
agree on that.
Chris
Like,
Evans is just out there being in love with himself and getting as much ass as possible.
It's the people.
Like Chris Evans isn't any great person.
What you know what
He's
it is?
kind of like in the right spot at the right time with the right looks.
He realizes he's nothing without Captain America. Like he didn't really have a career before
Well,
that.
that's
hit.
all these,
And now he's not
actors
really
are
going to have a career
realize.
after it.
Like, do you think Robert Downey Jr. wouldn't want to play another Iron Man role if he could figure it out? How, like, can you de-age me or whatever? Like, these actors.
He had a really good point about why he's like, if I could play that character forever, I would. He said, but it's one of those things where it's, do you jump off the train or do you wait for them to throw you off? You know?
But
with Downey
like
Jr.,
actor mentality of like I'm so.
But
that's
he's
a narcissist.
He's an actual actor though. Like he's a guy that could go do independent movies and stuff like that and be perfectly fine doing all the different characters. Chris Evans is not like you can stereotype who he is. I mean, he's a good actor.
Human Torch, man.
He was a good Human Torch. You know, he was funny in that Not Another Teen movie. Like he has some comedy chops that he can do, but he doesn't have a wide range of variety of what he can do. And you can see some of the movies he's done outside of Captain America, wherever they put him. Where did that increase his star? Is when he came back to the Captain America role that he really got the notoriety. So now he's really having to pander, I think, to keep his career alive, so he can get these other roles by like, look at me, look what I'm saying, look how I'm acting, give me these roles, and I think that's all it is. He might not even believe it. I don't know. You know, he's an actor, so he can be acting that way too.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it really matters. You know, whether he believes it or not, he's still going out. He's committing to it. He's still going to pay the same price for it, regardless. Yeah. So the thing is. Three things: politics, religion, sex. Just don't talk about them in public, and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? These guys are choosing to talk about this stuff in public, so they're going to get crucified. The only reason I do is because, and I tell my wife this all the time, I don't like the shit that's going on. But the reason I specifically speak out now versus ever, because I've been quiet my whole career, is because of the cancel aspects of it. These fuckers want blood. And that's the difference. If we have a difference of opinion and we can agree to disagree, that's fine. But when you try to physically hurt somebody, or you're going to cancel them, or you're going to get them fired, you're going to do these things, that is where I draw the line. So, you know, you could go, well, Art, you're being a hypocrite because you're being political right now. Well, yes and no. The reason I am is because of the cancel culture aspect of it. That's the part that I can't abide by. Everybody's going to disagree. There's more than one way of looking at things. What I might find entertaining might not be what other people find entertaining, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, there's just such a lack of respect from one side, and they figured out that they want to win at all costs, so they're going to crucify you in any way that they can. And that's the difference. When Chris Evans goes and he calls half of the fan base for Buzz Lightyear stupid, what the fuck are you even doing, man? That's half the people. When I don't hear this on the Republican side as much as the Democrat side, when they go our way of life, our way of life. Well, that's half the people. You're an elected official. You're supposed to be for all the people of the United States, not just your side of the fence. You're supposed to support, and you're supposed to do the right thing for everybody as an elected official. That's the stuff that I think is so wrong. And it's so blatant. These fuckers don't care. They say these things under the guise of like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to save the world. We need to be more progressive. We need this, that, and the other thing. And you guys are the worst. They are the worst. That's the most hateful speak I've heard coming out of people in such a blatant way. And then when it comes back on them, they're like, wait a minute. You know, we're just talking about equality. We're just talking about, human rights. We're just talking about X, Y, and Z. Oh, as you're talking about, if you're a straight white male, you should be kicked to the curb.
We're just talking about equality as long as you agree with me.
Right.
If you agree with me,
my
you don't deserve equality.
Yeah, with my
Yep.
definition of equality.
It's a fascist. It's a fascist mentality for their way of thinking.
It's absolutely absurd. It's
Progressive
crazy.
fascism.
Yeah.
No, God.
Yeah, this did not age well, right? Like,
Oh,
no,
man,
this
it
was- I
aged
can't believe they still-
perfectly.
did this come out before all the news?
I think they got it. They stopped it before print. Look at that.
Okay,
that
so this
that
is
is
actually-
America's
Look at
ass
the
right
Look at
there.
the
Oh.
shine on those buns.
Speaking of America's ass,
Hell no.
It's like what is the point? What is the
doesn't-
point?
He doesn't even have any underwear on. He's going
No.
commando.
no.
Yeah, straight naked up in that.
Yeah, that's in a
He's
shape.
he's in another universe where the police can't serve him any subpoenas.
Well, if there's somebody that doesn't know what this is Ezra Miller as the Flash, putting on the costume for a cover of the Flash comic book, and I think this was drawn by the director of the.
This was literally drawn by the director of the movie, and he's a
really?
very good artist.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say he's a pretty damn good artist.
He's
Like,
not
it's,
bad,
it's a cheesy drawing, but it's well done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
well
very
done.
well done.
The
That looks like
perspective.
Mad Magazine, man.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, did you say Mad Magazine?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a. Last night on the Bros, we were talking about it. Somebody brought up, Mad Magazine cover. I think it was Dan Frega, and then Billy Tucci had the best observation. He goes, "Why is the Flash fucking his suit?"
It does. Yeah. You're right.
God,
It absolutely looks like that.
Oh
you know?
my god.
Yeah. That pose is called the Peregrine Falcon. Yes.
yeah. He goes. Look at the expression on that mask.
Oh,
What
What
the?
was that?
That was the dog. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Okay.
watch out now. Someone's
and
getting
then
excited.
there's this right here, and look at who's the signature on this by the fist here.
Oh no.
That might say T Bear. Yeah.
oh no!
Oh no.
Perfect.
Art, what are you
Perfect.
doing?
What has
I-
happened?
I've been immortalized with.
No,
Ezra.
no, take that
Oh
off.
no.
But dude, oh my god, dude, how crazy did this story get?
Well, it ain't even over yet.
I was just gonna
That's
say,
the thing.
still,
Oh my
still.
God.
I would sue, Art. I would sue.
Imagine these high-powered entertainment executives, like the guy who took over Discovery, or who was in charge of Discovery. Like, you took over Warner Brothers.
Mhm.
Like, you were big enough that your company took over Warner Brothers, and you're firing their top executives, and then you have this pile of crap fall in your lap and try and figure out what to do with it with all the money you have invested, and you're like, fuck this shit. What?
They are gonna fall so far. I mean, they backed Amber Heard and they backed Ezra Miller. Man, they are out hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. There have been a few times in the past where they have reshot entire films to replace actors, and
Well,
it-
yeah,
And
that'll do
they
that.
can do that. They can
and
do
it's
that.
been
There's
a
rumors,
good
but
thing for them.
that's more money. That's not what they want to do.
I understand that, but man, like this, if they release, like if they
Oh
release
no,
Aquaman,
they got to
They-
do something to
they
fix
release
it.
Aquaman the way it is, it might not flop, but it is not gonna make the money that they want. If they
Well,
release the Flash movie, it's gonna flop.
Oh, it's
But-
going to
but
flop
how
with
I
Ezra
look
Miller,
at
but
this-
they have to look. They have to put this movie out. I mean, you went through the marketing and
Oh,
going
yeah.
and get Michael Keaton
Yeah,
back
dude.
as Batman.
Yeah.
You can't just let all that money just sit on the floor. Like they have to consider
They've talked
recasting
about
the Flash,
completely
redoing
reshooting Ezra
shoot-
Miller's part.
exactly just the
Yeah.
scenes he's in, just the scenes that show his face. I mean, body
Here's the
doubles and all
thing.
that kind of stuff. Reshoot those, get a new actor in, and the movie will probably be
It's successful enough
There's
to
still going to
break
be issues
even.
with it, but
Dude,
Yeah,
yeah, just make your money back at least on it, or something like
Dude,
that. But
What is Ezra Miller known best for? He's a they them. He's a pronoun.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who
Dude.
what big movie studio is gonna want to put they them pronouns person as their lead star after this?
Yeah.
because like it does open up a can of worms.
Well,
Also, he's just using the they them as a way to be a
As
predator.
a shield. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, it seems like it
but
now.
that's
Like
all
it's,
tied in together.
It's just
that
a
dude is
ruse.
weird.
It's just a ruse. That dude's a creepy mother effer, and I hope they find him soon because I have a gut that this is going to end bloody because that guy wears vests. He wears bulletproof vests over
Does he?
the
No
yes.
shit.
Yeah.
He's attacked women before. He has
Yeah, I know
when
that.
he goes-
violent
when he goes-
towards women.
Well, when he
Going
goes
for the-
out at these people's houses, Joe, sometimes he'll have a vest on. So
Really?
he's expecting shit to happen.
No shit.
He arms himself, so he has weapons,
Yeah,
firearms.
he does. Yeah.
Wow.
So this guy's expecting some shit to
He's
go
an
down.
Yeah,
extremist.
there's something not right upstairs
Oh.
with this
Yeah.
dude. And then the fact that you're talking about like the underage
Yeah,
aspect of this of the story, it just is
The grooming.
right there is just sickening to me. Yeah, the
Yeah.
grooming aspect. Now there's a reported another one, like a second one.
There's
Yeah.
an 18.
And not only that, but the one that that everyone knows about, he picked her up and took off with her, and no one knows where they are.
Right? Yeah,
She's
yeah.
18
They're just
now, but the 12-year-old was
Yeah.
also, and
Well,
they don't know what's going on with her.
I guess because the one that they took is Native American, and I guess that it's a little bit different. So they actually were able to get a restraining order again on him for her because she's still
Oh.
independent.
Has her right now, like she's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But the family, like the court, finally gave them what they wanted, and it's like, okay, here's your restraining order. May have been too late, but yeah, and he's tweeting out this weird stuff like I'm in another universe,
and all
and it's
that.
just like
that's.
I hope you're
that's messed
wrong,
up, man.
Art, about this thing getting bloody.
Oh, yeah, me
What you
too.
want,
Like,
you want any of the kids that he's near to be safe.
Yeah, you don't want any innocent
we
person.
don't have any.
You know, I mean, you don't want this to
looking
end
at Warner
violently
Brothers.
anyway. It's just
No.
you
What a
just
disaster!
you'd like to have some kind of non-violent resolution in this, and
Yeah.
just have.
Well, the
this
reason I
dude
don't want
taken
to
off
end-
of.
Yeah, the reason I don't want to end violently is I want there to be a trial. Can you imagine the shit that's going to come out in the trial?
Oh man,
Oh,
we need more celebrity trials because Johnny Depp, Amber Heard was just like that was sitting eating and popcorn all day.
That was actually pretty fun. Yeah, I enjoyed. I enjoyed that.
Ezra Miller trial. That'd be like watching like Silence of the Lambs on trial or something. You know,
I just,
Yeah.
I
That's
did
going to be a
wonder.
bigger circus. That,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
they have a
Miller
huge
trial?
circus.
Yeah, it's a
Huge.
circus, man.
Oh, this
And,
is
you know, what
funny.
would be-
Willie says
Miller
Miller
Smollett.
Smollett Herd universe.
Nice.
You know what would be interesting if this thing actually did go.
I'm sorry, you got to
No,
throw in what's his name? The guy that was in Transformers, and he was in
Oh,
Shia.
Shia
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf in there too. Yeah.
Shia
He
started.
did was different.
Shia kind of started to get going crazy
Yeah.
as a big star.
No,
You
but
know what though?
he-
I actually
he
saw
likes
him.
the sauce.
I just
likes
saw
the
him
sauce.
on
Mhm.
on a podcast stream, and it looks like he sounds like he got his crap together. But he was
Yeah.
he was one of it's an example of just a kid that came up in Hollywood and then
He
just
had
fell
time
apart.
to grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he used to talk about how his mom used to change his pants as an adult, like he just shit in his pants. His mom would change him.
Oh, man.
Really?
Yeah, that dude's messed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's Hollywood culture for you, man. I guarantee
Yeah.
you, like so many people messed up. I mean, it's not a healthy way of living, and the dark aspect of Hollywood too is
Yeah.
real, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's been around
Yeah.
long enough. It's been proven enough times with some of these kid
Yeah.
actors, and especially the kid
Yeah.
actors get the worst.
Yeah, I would not let my
They're
kid.
not
I
looking
would
I
at-
have-
not let my kid be an actor and go to Hollywood. There's no
Yes.
way.
Speaking of kid actor, is his name Bobby Driscoll? I think Pedro should know. He was the voice of Peter Pan. So he was
Yeah.
he was in what was it? Treasure Island. He was a Disney mainstay kid actor. He also they didn't give Academy Awards to kid actors, but they did this guy. They made one up for this kid, right? So then what Disney does is he gets a certain age, and so he aged out. He still had 3 years on his contract, right? This Bobby Driscoll. They fired him, breached contract. They fired him. They didn't honor the contract. He looked for work in Hollywood, couldn't find it. So years later, they find this guy. The parents are looking for him. They find this guy. He was dead. They found him in an alley. These kids found him in an alley. He was buried in a nameless grave. And I don't know how the police figured it out, but they found out that this guy was Bobby Driscoll, the kid actor, and gave him a proper burial. But what Disney did, which was even more fucked up than that, and that was in Walt's day, okay? Yeah. What they did is there's this cartoon called
Chip and Dale. Yeah, they had a version of him.
Holy shit, you talk about insensitive. They gave this, okay, the villain, spoiler alert, the villain of this cartoon is Peter Pan. So it's kind of like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit idea, right?
Yeah.
So cartoons are real in this world, and it's about like Chip and Dale were no longer the flavor of the month. And so then they fell out of grace, and so it's them getting back.
Are you talking about the new movie?
Yeah, the new movie. Yeah, the one that they just released on Disney Plus.
Yeah, okay.
And so what they did with this Peter Pan character is they basically blurred fantasy with reality. So what they did is they gave the Peter Pan character, who I guess in this reality they're saying is real, like there's a real Peter Pan, right? It's a weird fucking idea, right? So this is the real Peter Pan. So the backstory, he's also an actor, and he was in this movie. I don't know. And so what they did is they gave this character the same backstory as Bobby Driscoll. And so what they said is that Peter Pan no longer could find work in Hollywood because he got pimples on his face. He had acne that couldn't be treated. And so that was the reason why that's the reason Disney gave to Bobby Driscoll why he was fired, because he had bad acne and they couldn't hide it with makeup and stuff like that. So they actually gave this character the same backstory as Bobby Driscoll. And if you know, Bobby Driscoll ended up being buried in a nameless grave.
He was a heroin addict.
Yeah, he was a heroin addict. Then you're like, all of a sudden, wow, that is really fucked up, man.
Yeah,
that is dark. Yeah. That is dark.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's their sense of humor, man. It's just sick.
Yeah, this is Bobby Driscoll.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
The guy won the Academy Award as a kid. At 12 years old, Joe, this kid was washed up. They fired him at 12 years old.
Yeah, and the character in the movie, like he's the main villain. He becomes almost like a mob boss. He becomes he's making bootleg. He's making his fortune off of bootleg movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's kind of like
so. So even the version of him that they put into the show is a freaking disgusting loser.
Right, he has the same backstory as that Bobby Driscoll.
Yep.
It's oh my gosh, it's so insensitive. And these are the guys that are going to yell morality. These guys.
Yeah, and there's even references in the movie where he talks about he made a documentary called the Boy That Grew Up, where he shows they show Peter Pan where he's got pimples on his face and he's getting fat. It's like basically they took this awful thing that they did and turned it into the backstory for this movie.
Yeah.
It's
like a plot point. They turned it into a plot point.
And they're the ones that did it to this kid. You know what I mean? Like that. Oh my! It's wrong on so many levels. Like if you were part of the reason somebody ended up basically killing themselves with drugs, and then you're using it for financial gain in a movie, 30, 40 years later. Holy shit.
Yeah. And here's the thing. And we talk about how Disney's an evil corporation now, man.
Yeah.
Somebody saw this in a script and went, that's gold.
Oh.
Yeah. They used
think about that for a second. It's like they saw this. They knew what this was because it's literally spelled out in the freaking movie, and someone went, stop drilling, you hit oil.
Yeah, dude. Somebody went crazy.
And they could have come up with any backstory to motivate the villain. They didn't have to use that. I mean, that was going way out of your way to do something effed up. And this is modern Disney, man. This is like, we're gonna do this so we can get backlash. You know what I mean? So we can get people talking. This is stuff you do when you don't have anything decent and good. Like if you create something, a good piece of music or a good movie or a good book, you don't have to go to this kind of extremes to sell it. You know what I mean? You have to do that shit when you have a piece of crap, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they're definitely being called on this thing. But you think about it, like it's something on this level, man. They had to know that was going to happen.
Oh
They
yeah.
had to know.
And you know what else is really funny about this, Bob? Is I knew the backstory, but I Googled and I wanted to see if there were any other YouTubers or any people talking about it. There was very little people even talking about this. Like all the Disney community, all these YouTubes that are, nobody really talked about it.
Most of the mainstream media have not touched on it. You have to go to like some of the lesser known sites and whatnot to see the articles on it. But the people who are finding out about it, they're kind of like going at Disney like really, this is what you guys are doing?
Yeah.
But like you're not seeing this on CNN, you're not seeing this on MSNBC, you're not seeing it on Fox. It's almost like a non story to them.
Right.
So.
And you think like it would, as much of a big deal as all this other stuff is, you would think that would get out.
Yeah, it's just somebody. Like, oh yeah, this guy that the company, they literally caused this downer. That we're putting him in a movie and we're making him the bad guy, and yeah, it's like
and
wow.
The Academy acknowledged how brilliant this kid was by giving him an Academy Award. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't a slouch. He was very good at his craft.
Yeah. Yeah, Roland. That's what I'm saying. Is like people on there's people on YouTube talking about it. Like not like giant channels, but smaller channels like Clownfish TV and whatnot. But none of the big like mainstream news channels have even touched on it. From what I understand.
I've seen very little.
I haven't seen anything about it.
I've seen some, but not a whole lot. On that note, you guys, do you have anything to add? Because I think we're gonna call this one. We're gonna put it in the rear view.
No, hey man, like we talk about a lot. One of the best things about doing what we're doing here, man, is checking in the chat and see what everybody else thinks about this and whatnot. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did I miss it? Did we cover the Kraven the Hunter debacle?
No. Actually, you know what? Let's we could
you want to save that for next time?
Yeah, save that for next time because I want to get some more information on that because from what I understand, some people are saying that post might not be real.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of the women said.
I think we're all safe in assuming that Sony is going to fuck up any of the Spider-Man villain movies that they possibly can. Unless Kevin Feige is like heavy-handed on them, and even then, it's going to be a weird.
Well, he has nothing to do with Sony.
No. Yeah, exactly. Only the Spider-Man stuff. But like, when Sony is left to its own with the Spider-Man universe, it's gonna be a butcher job.
Yeah, and the other thing we got to talk about is why the hell did they cast him as friggin' Kraven the Hunter?
He's been in enough superhero movies now that he just automatically.
I like the actor. I like the actor.
Who's the actor? I don't know anything.
I can never remember his name, but he was
the guy that played Quicksilver.
Kick-Ass.
He was Quicksilver in the Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been around the block for when it comes to superhero movies.
Yeah, but he's
a decent actor, but just it's not the look that I would think that when you're casting, Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, it's like I look at him and I was like, this is the dude, and like
Aaron Taylor,
Hollywood casting.
Aaron Taylor.
Who would be great for this is he was the dad in Supernatural, and he was the
he's too old now.
He's gotten old. He's thin now. He's thin now, dude.
Henry Cavill would be great. Henry Cavill would be great. Throw a beard on Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, dude.
He would be. Yeah, he'd be great.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban would be good. Would be another good character, or another good actor.
Even now in his old age, in his prime, Carl Urban would have been the best Wolverine.
I want Carl Urban to play Black in a black and white movie. I love that. Dude.
Carl Urban is just the bomb, man.
But
he's probably right about the right age for that too. Then
yeah, but isn't Aaron Taylor like Kick-Ass?
Yeah, he was Kick-Ass. He was the son in Godzilla, the first Godzilla movie.
Quicksilver in
the Avengers.
And Mm.
Yes,
he's-
Willie.
he's
I
on-
want Dread
he's
2 as
on the
well,
rounds.
man.
Dread
he's
2
on
would
the
be
he's
awesome,
on
yeah.
the right
Get it
roid
done.
circuit that Chris Hemsworth is on, so he's all ripped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got pretty diesel. He's like it's
Oh,
it's just that like, you look at him and it's like that's not friggin' Craven, man.
No,
no.
No,
And-
he's too young and he doesn't have that hard edge to him like that Craven should have.
Oh yeah, Negan, the guy who played Negan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
Dean
who that's who Art was talking about. Was
But young,
Oh, yeah,
younger,
he's a
younger
Jeffrey
Negan.
Dean Morgan.
yeah, he's getting a little old, but
Yeah.
he would have been great. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I
Yeah,
would
he-
like to see what he looks like right now because the actor that I'm thinking, like the image in my head, he would be perfect for it.
Mhm.
Man. But if you say he looks too old, I don't know what he looks like today.
Yeah,
No,
I'll show you
I
what
mean
he
he's
looks like now.
really skinny now. If you look at him in Walking Dead,
Yeah.
he's a very slim dude.
Yeah,
Just-
he's
he's not like he
thin.
looked like when he was the comedian. That's for sure.
Yeah, he
He's
lost
already-
a lot of that diesel. That's
Yeah.
what he looks like
Yeah.
now.
When he was in Watchmen, he could have pulled it off then.
Yeah.
When he was the comedian, he could.
And that was like what, 10,
15
14
years
years
ago,
ago, 15
yeah.
years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see what you're talking about, Joe. Yeah.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
slimmed
I mean,
down
he
a
would
lot.
have to bulk up and get a
Mhm.
lot more ripped if he was
He-
going to play
He
Craven.
could though. I mean, look
could.
at
I mean, I'm
look
sure
what
he probably
Josh
could.
Brolin
But
did.
he's also
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Probably
He's 50-year-old.
57, and it would kill him.
I have no
Yeah.
idea how old Jeffrey Dean Morgan is. But
He's
you know,
older
yeah,
than-
Josh
I don't
Brolin
think
was
he's as
50
old as
years
you think
old
he
when he
is.
was getting jacked up for.
They're saying
Cable,
mid 50s. Saying mid 50s.
Yeah, I would say he's 55 to
56.
58. He's
Do you
older
have
than
any
I am.
idea? Do you have any idea how old Top Gun? What's his name?
Tom
the actor?
Cruise.
Tom
Tom
Cruise
Cruise.
Tom Cruise is probably in his
57, 58.
is close to
58,
60. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
he
he's
was.
close
Yeah,
to
he's getting
60.
up there.
I think he's 59. Yeah, he's almost 60.
Yeah,
And he's 5'7".
yeah.
Yeah,
He always got to throw the height out there. It's like, yeah, and he's short.
short.
Just so you know.
short.
You can do steroids when you're 23, but you can't do them when you're 57 because, like, literally,
Yeah.
your heart
But there
will-
are ways you can legitimately get bulked up when you're that age. I
It's-
mean, you
here's
still
the thing.
can.
You
not
can
not healthy.
you got to kind of do the juice a little bit, man. You're not going to put on 5-10 pounds of muscle in 4
The
months.
thing is when you get in your 50s,
Well, in that
and
short
60s,
time,
you're
yeah,
worried
probably
about
not.
high blood pressure. You're worried
Yeah.
about your
Yeah.
Yeah, I
there's a
guess
whole bunch of other stuff that jumps on you, and if you start
Yeah.
juicing it all, boy,
Mhm.
you're rolling the dice.
Yeah,
then.
I mean,
Yeah, and your bones are not the same either. So
That's for damn sure.
yeah.
yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth. All right, you're fine. You're fine. Getting all ripped and everything.
Chris
and-
Hemsworth, he built his muscle up over a series of years because you look at him when he was in first Thor
Oh yeah,
versus now.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now he's
He-
way bigger, but back then he was buff, but he wasn't like
I would say he built it up naturally all the way to the Dark World,
Mhm.
but
Ragnar was insane.
love and Thunder, he's juiced.
But let's keep
little
this
bit, yeah.
let's keep this in mind too. I mean, you can bulk up, get ripped for that, and you know if you follow Hemsworth on Instagram or whatever, he puts out a lot of workout
Yeah, he
videos too,
does.
and just working
And
out,
he puts in
doing
the work.
natural eating and stuff. But
Mhm.
the trick is with any bodybuilder in muscle scenes or any scene where you're trying to be ripped, you work out before you film because
Oh, yeah.
you pump
Oh,
a
yeah,
bunch of
you wanna
iron
be
because you
like
want
this-
to be ripped and just
blood
everything just
pumping.
swole up there so you can get on screen and it just looks natural. I mean, I remember Schwarzenegger talked about that all the time when
Yeah.
he used to
Oh,
do
yeah.
movies. He just
Yeah.
he just hit the weights before he go on
Well,
and
they've got the
go and he-
barbells
yeah.
right off the set, so you
Yeah,
can just
exactly.
get yoked.
yeah, because you want those veins popping, you want everything
Yep.
like tight when you
Yeah.
get on
And
screen.
you have a lot of sex.
Yeah.
But,
But I would just say mass wise,
Mhm.
like Hemsworth in the later movies, like
yeah, it's
Oh, he's huge
size
now, yeah,
that
like-
he's
yeah.
like it's
Well,
hard
Yeah.
to put on that.
You
kind
got to
of
remember
mass.
too. He's getting ready to play Hulk Hogan. So
Yeah, yeah.
the best way to
Yeah.
play Hulk Hogan is to juice yourself to the
And
gills.
I want to
Yeah.
see the Hulk Hogan Hemsworth movie.
I'm looking
That-
forward to
like,
it. I
think
really,
that'll be
I hope that
awesome.
movie gets made. Like I'm looking forward to seeing
it's
that.
being shot, man. So
Is it all right? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
I hope that
anyway,
happens.
He's
Take
so
us home,
good.
Art.
Like
Yep.
he can do humor. He can do all that big stuff.
He
Yeah.
is. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
It's gotta suck for him to be that handsome, that ripped, and funny on top of it.
we hate
Yeah.
that guy.
Fuck
Way,
him.
way,
Yeah.
way to get married early because he would be like knee deep. in-
And pussy.
hey, maybe she swings, man.
Yeah.
Ooh,
All right, man.
Art, get us out of here before we get in more trouble.
Yes.
Sure.
Thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are the best. Thanks for all the super chats and the super stickers. Thank you. And to all of my
And everybody go black Reaper Destroyer if you haven't packed Reaper
Yeah.
Destroyer.
Black it. Oh, back it.
Black it.
Black
Black
it too,
it,
whatever you want to do.
Black it.
well, what I was going to say before Clint interrupted me.
Sorry, Art.
We all have campaigns, with the exception of Bob. Bob's the only one that's the purist. He does this just for the sheer joy of it. We all are just whores. We're just trying to sell shit.
Yes,
That's
Bob-
true.
Bob
That's
actually
true.
loves
I'm
me.
the Puerto Rican whore.
we have Pedro Eng, who's got Tropical Magics. Link is in the description. It is in demand right now.
Oh,
And is our cover at the colorist, Pedro?
Yes.
Nice.
And I'm gonna have a preview soonish.
Oh, cool.
I
For
can't
that
wait to
cover.
see that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Pedro and I jammed on a cover for Tropical Magics. It came out really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Joe M. Suntag has Reaper Destroy. Reaper Destroy. Yeah. And so that thing is going strong. It is kicking all kinds of ass. So go back. That link is in the description as well. And we have the sexy Slave Girl by Clint Helinski. And that thing is heating it up. It is
In
Hell
demand.
yeah.
In demand.
Yeah, and it is in demand as well. That link is in the description. And Black and White is in demand as well. We are getting closer every single day to getting this book done. Pedro and I hopefully will be putting the finishing touches on the High Octane Adventures later this week. And
Nice.
I want to do this. I want to push a little bit the CG swimsuit. And let's see. This is
You got something for CG Vacation?
yeah. This
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Look at that.
Hubba.
Oh,
Okay,
Art.
hands up right now. Who bought all the old Wildstorm and Image swimsuit issues?
Oh,
I mean,
I had all that stuff. All the swimsuit stuff from Wildstorm.
Well, what was cool is in the day, I actually got the centerfold of the Marvel swimsuit, the X-Men swimsuit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh wait, Joe.
Joe's got something too.
Look at
Nice.
this.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Buns of Steel.
there's a sneak I'm working on.
Oh, nice.
Deal. Look at that.
Yeah,
That looks
booty
awesome,
going.
man.
That booty going.
That's fun
Yeah.
stuff right there.
So you guys, the link is not in the description, but go back that CG swimsuit summer special. It looks fantastic. There's all kinds of great
The
CG
Diaz
artists.
brothers, right? It's Phil Diaz and
Bill and Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're running a great campaign.
Hey, we're all showing chicks, so can I show like a real small preview of my next campaign?
No,
Ooh.
No,
God damn it.
is it
No.
sexy?
I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge.
Oh, it's not going to be sexy.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's sexy.
Hey there, you-
Oh, here we
Free
go.
kaijus. All right.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cleavage
So-
going there. I dig that.
You had me
Yeah,
at
nice
kaifus
tech.
and waijus.
I
Yeah.
like the name. I like that title.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
there you go. There you go. All right.
I sense this will have many young men
dig this.
backing it.
I dig
This
this.
is,
I think Pedro
Yeah.
has been learning
There
from
you
my
go.
experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is my love letter to mecha anime of the 80s
Cool.
with girls.
Yes.
NFTs, man.
Yes.
NFTs.
Yes. So
Oh, this
yeah.
looks great, Pedro. This
Yeah, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
this. This looks awesome.
Yeah, so waifus and kaijus coming at you
Nice.
later this year.
Yeah, I like that a lot, man. That was
Yeah.
That's
great.
success.
Hot chicks in power suits. Go figure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's my weakness.
Yeah, dude. I got
All right, you guys. I want to thank everybody in the chat once again. Thanks to all my Pontificator brothers, and we will see you next Wednesday at 8 Eastern time. And you guys have a fantastic rest of the evening, the rest of the week, and be good to each other. And we'll talk to you